Private. Oh, there's a
Yeah,
private.
we are live. I love how it just pops up. You are live. It's pretty cool.
All right. Oh, we've got a comment already. Okay, that was before we started. Graham.
Yeah,
Graham Ferdinand. Hello, Graham.
yeah. Graham's a good guy. There's three in here so far. It should build up. And there's my good friend Marcus as he organizes his collection. Good morning, Mark, and good afternoon, David from Toronto.
Now, I've just finished my lunch.
Elvin, those Blue Jays, man. I just can't. I'm ready to throw in the towel on them. Happy I have my copy of Aloha last in early February. Yeah, I've loved this book a lot. I like it a lot more than anything Elvis I'm going to like, but I've liked it more than I thought I would. You know what
Mhm.
I think I like about it the most is I was under the impression it was going to focus mainly on the Aloha concerts. But if you've seen the FTD MSG book, the Madison Square Garden book, David, it's very
Uh,
it's
yeah.
very much in line with that. How it has the three shows in November of '72, and then it builds up to the Aloha concerts.
Yeah, I had that book, but I let it go, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, you regret it
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
But you agree that it's very much like made like the Aloha book. How it gives like the performance, the jumpsuit he wore. So the
Mm.
book we are talking about,
What, three concerts, four concerts, I think it
three
deals with.
concerts, November 17th, and then the two on the 18th. Yep, and
One
then
here.
the
There
main.
it is.
Yeah, there we go. Great book.
What people may not know is that the many of the photos in the book were already available in this book here. Just tilt it there that way.
I've never seen that. Same
Yeah.
cover.
Yeah, it is, but the quality is much better now. I'm not sure how well this is going to show on screen, but there's the. Hang on, I'm going the wrong way, right? So the old one is at the front there, and the new one is behind it. So it's a lot clearer.
Is that is it by the same guy?
This the same photographer, yeah, and it was published by the same, the Elvis Presley Society of Japan. But it's well, you can see the difference in the thickness.
Yeah,
Oh, there's a new one here. This is a hardback as well, the new one, and this is a paperback.
nice.
It used to go for quite a lot of money actually online because they didn't make many copies of it. But
It's a lot of the same pictures though.
yeah, but they're mostly in black and white. So you get a few pictures in color at the front there, but
Yeah,
then it swiftly goes into black and white.
and
So
they're
the vast
small.
majority of it is black and white, whereas the new one it's the other way around. It's mostly in color. You do get some black and white pictures. I don't really understand why anybody would want to take black and white pictures of Elvis in the 1970s, but
Exactly.
he did actually have the guy who took the pictures. He did have a few cameras with him, I think, and one of them did have black and white film in it.
Yeah. TCB since '73 is here.
Mm.
He's a good guy.
Steve, how you doing?
Steve, how you been, buddy? I know you are dealing with some health issues. I hope you're doing better, my friend. He's had a rough go of it.
Yeah, yes. Um, did you get these cards with the book?
Yes, yes, I did. Pretty cool pictures. Now, you know what I didn't
Hmm.
look for. I don't. Are these the same? Are these pictures in the book?
Yeah, because if you look at this one here, it's the one that's on the front cover.
Yeah, I like this shot. I don't know how well you can see that. That's a cool shot.
Yeah.
I like that jumpsuit. It's funny how the jumpsuits all have different names.
Well, I
Like,
didn't know any of the names until I got the book. I did the translation for the essays, but I also had to do the proofreading for some of the other parts. Some of it was already written in English, like the track listings and the jumpsuit names, and I just had to check them for accuracy. And I didn't know the names of the jumpsuits really before then. The only one I knew is the American Eagle for the Aloha show.
so, did you find many grammatical errors?
Well, it wasn't really grammatical errors because it's like just lists of songs. So like there were spelling errors, yeah,
Okay.
but that's what I was paid to sort out.
It
Steve says he's not great seeing cardio consultant today. Well, good luck with that, mate.
Steve. Yeah, I hope it works out well.
Yeah. He seems to be
Elvin,
having up and down days.
yeah, he was doing really well there, and he came home from the hospital, and then he's right back. Well, we're praying. Prayers are with you, Steve. Elvin, there's a comment to you, David from Elvin, if you saw that.
All right. Thank you for Memphis to Tokyo as well. All right. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's right there over my shoulder. I keep forgetting I've got to point the opposite direction to what I want.
I have a hard time with StreamYard. I don't know what it is. I have a hard time focusing and getting like pictures of stuff on camera.
Have you tried any other software? I think like Curtis uses different software, doesn't he? Or he has done.
I don't know who Curtis uses. I think he uses. I don't think he's on here tonight, which is weird because he's up usually. I work night shift, the third shift, and a lot of times I'll be on at like 3 o'clock between customers, and I'll see him on with something. I'll kid with him. I'm like, "What are you doing up at 3 a.m.? I have an excuse. What are you doing up this late?"
So are you working later on then?
Yeah, I work 4/10s. I work Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night, and Tuesday night, 8:30 p.m. to 7 a.m.
Right.
Yeah, so this is my first full day off, and I tell you what, it's getting my body clock in line with my regular sleep patterns, and it's tough. It's been more difficult than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah. I used to work in a hotel, which involved night work, shift work overnights.
Yeah.
That was pretty tough to get used to. Yeah, different shifts.
Yeah, it's not easy. I right before I went on, maybe you know the answer to this, and you're probably some of you will probably laugh at me about this. So, okay, let me use this one as an example. So, I don't know if you can see how well you can see that, Dave. That's the first shot. It's in the November 17th show. And that is like I was saying, how it's much like the MSG, the FTD MSG book. It's got like the track listing. So everything's backwards. Yeah. Or the concert set list. And it's hard to get this, where it was at, the date, and the jumpsuit he wore. So this is called the Thunderbird jumpsuit. So here's my question. I don't know if you know the answer to this. In some of these pictures, he doesn't have the belt on, and then you see he does have the belt on. Then you see another he doesn't. Did he take it off to move around? Did he throw it out in the crowd and it's just later pictures?
I saw in a review, I think it might have been on YouTube or somewhere else online, that someone had picked up on that. It might have been, I forget the name, Elvis Info Network, one of those sites. Mm-hmm. They picked up on that. Yeah, it was a review of the book, and they said that was kind of a bit of a letdown because I don't think he did take it on and put it back on and off and on. It was just like he wore it for a little bit and then took it off. And so what they were saying was that the pictures were out of sequence.
That's what I wonder. Because like with the Madison Square Garden book, I'm sorry to keep going back to that, but like that's sequential, I believe. And you can tell because he comes out, he's got the guitar and he's got the microphone stand, and then you see him get his hair get a little tousled. But this book, I wonder if it was I figured it was out of it wasn't sequential. But the black suit, I think they call it the Matador suit that he wore on the 18th, he does the same thing. He's got the belt on and then it's off. So I don't know if it was a comfort thing after it was heavy and he just he took it off towards the last third of the show. I'm assuming that's what he did.
No, I think it's just the pictures are out of sequence.
Huh. No, but I'm saying like he wore it for like the first 45 minutes and then it got uncomfortable, took it off, put on the cape and whatever.
Oh, right. Yeah, what his routine was, yeah. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, that he played the guitar a bit, didn't he? Maybe he took it off. Did he take the belt off?
The belt, yeah.
Yeah, I guess he might take the belt off when he was playing the guitar because it would make a right mess of his guitar if he was playing guitar with that belt on. But maybe he didn't worry about that. I don't know.
I guess, and I can't imagine him like throwing it out to the crowd because that was
no. I mean, if I were him, and I was playing those lovely guitars that he had, I would definitely take that belt off for scratching up the back of my guitar.
Yeah. Steve says, wish he had stuck with the macrame belts. Are you talking about the early 1970 belts, the like the felt looking belts? Yeah, I actually think as the years went on, his jumpsuits got gaudier and gaudier. But that's just me.
Did he not wear that? He got that belt for the attendance record. Was it at the International Hotel? That great big buckle, and
Yeah,
he wore that. And did he not keep wearing that over the years? It
he
seems I've seen a lot of pictures with him over the years with that same belt on.
he wore it, as far as in concert, he only wore it, I think, up until 72, and then he
All
didn't wear
right.
it. I think by 73 he didn't wear it anymore. I don't know why that is, but he didn't wear it anymore. I just read that about a month ago. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and after I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, if you look at any concert photo of him 73 on, you never see that belt in concert again. He wore it a lot in 71 and 72.
He must have had other big buckled belts then, because I have an image. I tend to imagine him with a big buckled belt in the 70s. He must have had other ones.
But yeah, this book is, I've really enjoyed looking through it. And are you a member? I'm assuming you are, the Elvis Presley Society of Japan.
Not particularly. I mean, I might be an honorary member. There was a fan club event on the what would be the 8th, January the 8th, yeah, this year.
Yeah.
So I went along to that, and expecting to pay my 5,000 yen to get in, and I got to the door, and the head of the society said, no, we don't want your money. You come this way. So
Wow.
that was the first ever event, Elvis related event I've ever attended in my life.
Really?
All these years that I've been a fan. Yeah, I never joined a fan club, never went to any conventions. That was the first one, and it was supposed to be partly because it was Elvis's birthday, but it was also supposed to be the release of this book, this Aloha book, which, as it turned out, wasn't released on that day. But yeah, it was a good day. Most of the fans there were, I've got to say, our age or older. Not too many, not too many young ones.
Us old folk.
Yeah. And even older. Yeah,
And even older.
it's pretty good. They showed the Aloha thing from the Aloha concert, and the songs that he performed afterwards, all the way through, on a big screen. So that they hired out this cinema for the day, and they filmed the Aloha concert in its entirety.
Oh, wow.
With the songs that he performed after it as well. So it's really good to see it on screen there for the first time,
Yeah,
on a big screen.
that.
I mean,
Hold on. Talking about age, David. Got a cramp, so I gotta stretch my leg out. Did you get the I think it was the Legacy, the 3 CD and the Blu-ray set that came out last year? Did you end up getting that?
no, I didn't, because I've kind of got enough Aloha, to be honest. I tell you what I do have. I have that. I think it's a 4 LP set, which has the Aloha concert and then the rehearsal concert. Music on vinyl, I think it is.
Yeah.
That's enough for me, really.
Well, the reason I asked is because I bought the FTD because I collect all the FTDs, and I got the Legacy one shortly after, and I got the vinyls. But the Blu-ray, I think the DVD that came out years before is better.
Mm-hmm. I think I have that one. I've got pretty sure it's an American DVD. American Zone DVD.
It's in a white case. It's got
it's a fold-out white case.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be a good one?
It's really good. It's very good. It's got the rehearsal. I think that's the deluxe. It's got the regular concert and the rehearsal, and then the songs after.
Right. That's the only one I've got. The only one I've seen, and it seems fine to me.
Hey, did you see what Steve's comment said to you, David?
Well, perhaps I should say my wallet's had enough.
Yeah.
Not to mention my room. My room doesn't have any more. Not much more space, to be honest.
Yeah. Are you? Yeah. Marcus just said there's never enough, Steve. Yeah. That's for me. That's what's going on with me, David. I'm literally running out of room, and I think my wife's losing patience because there's one corner in our bedroom where it's just the entire area. It's just stacks of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Okay, have you seen that lately?" I'm like, "Yeah." She said,
Did she not buy stuff? Did she not buy shoes and
Nah,
or something?
she's not a she's definitely not, she's not a typical girl that she doesn't have to have, stuff. You know what I
It
mean?
must be it must be difficult, yeah, for someone who doesn't buy stuff to live with
Yeah,
someone who does.
she's very frugal. She's smart, very smart with money, unlike me. So yeah, she kind of
Well, I'm
keeps.
all right. I'm all right with money. My wife's not so good, not as good with money. She buys stuff as well. She likes books, so she can never complain about my records.
Yeah, she has as many books as you do, though, or as many. Records.
Yeah, probably, but for one book, I mean, a little manga is only about that size, right?
Have you picked up any cool vinyl lately?
Cool. Yeah, I'm actually waiting for a bunch of records to come this afternoon. So if it comes in the next 20 minutes or so, I'll show you what they are.
Oh, Elvis, or a little bit of everything.
Yeah, they're all. It's a. I think there are 6 Elvis LPs in there.
Wow.
It was just a set. So I did a video recently about the American Black Label LPs that I was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
More like from 1956 to 1968.
Yeah.
And there were 4 LPs that was missing. So I kind of put this video out and invited people if they wanted to exchange those albums if they had them for Japanese ones. And I managed to get some of them. And one of the albums that I'm getting in this package that's coming today, it is an American album. It's the Kissing Cousins album.
Oh, you didn't have that one?
No, I do now because I've already got a copy from a viewer who swapped his Kissing Cousins with me for another album, but I've got another one coming now.
Yeah, I have the LPM and I have the stereo with the silver top. Both of the one I don't think was ever played. It was open, but I don't think it was ever played. And very happy with it. I like that soundtrack. I know a lot of people aren't a big fan of the soundtrack.
No, I'm not a fan of it, to be honest. So, but
Really?
just got to get it in the collection. There are some good songs on it. All those soundtracks have some good music on them, but that's not a strong one for me, I'm afraid.
Yeah, yeah. I'm the same way. Like there's some that aren't so great, and but every single one seems to have a few really good songs on it. Joseph, hey guys, I like all the different Reader's Digest LPs. Have you guys heard them? They all seem to be well recorded. I don't own any of the Reader's Digest albums. Do you?
Yeah, I used to have one. It was a really cool looking cover. I think it was called Elvis Sings Country Favorites, something like that. It was a single LP,
I have
and it had,
that
you know the
one.
one I mean? It had a picture of Elvis from about 1968, 69, and he's
Yeah.
playing the guitar, like a full length, maybe upper
Mhm.
body shot. That was a really, well, the compilation was just ordinary, I guess, but it was a really cool cover.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was a kid, a girlfriend of mine, her father had a Reader's Digest box set. I think it might have had about 6 LPs, and you kind of put them all together, and all the jackets made one
Made one
big
photo.
picture. Yeah, and I remember I heard Bossa Nova Baby for the first time, and also Such a Night for the first time, listening to that box set, and yeah, I'll never forget that. They were
You're
great songs.
Elvis record collector. Two of my favorites live. Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
Mm.
They're very good quality pressings. Yeah. Yeah. Kids and Cousins was an album I got introduced to. I was pretty young. My neighbor across the street, I used to play with their kids, and she was an Elvis fan. She had that one. She had That's the Way It Is, and she would let me borrow them. So I'd take
Mm.
them, I'd run across the street, put them on my little J.C. Penney turntable, and play it away, and I was hooked.
Friend of mine, well, yeah, a neighborhood friend, his girlfriend's mother was a big Elvis fan, and she had an original pressing of Elvis's Back from 1960. And this girl, she said, shall I get my mum to lend you this original copy of Elvis's Back? So I said, yeah, thank you. So she lent me the copy of Elvis's Back, and then the very next day she came back saying, "Can my mum have her LP back now, please?"
She was afraid you're going to scratch it.
She lent it for one day. Yeah.
Did you get a chance to even listen to one side?
Well, I already had an orange label pressing, so it wasn't vital that I heard it, but it was good to actually, own it and see what it looked like.
That one is that album is one album that has evaded me. because one, finding it at a good price, and two, finding it in good condition. That's the key. It's hard to get them both. If you do find a good copy, it's so expensive you can't afford it.
Yeah, I think it's one of those albums that people, perhaps if they're not even hardcore Elvis fans, that they might buy, like the first album and from Elvis in Memphis. Those kind of albums, I think general rock music fans might buy those.
Yeah, I don't understand that. You would think there'd be more of them out there, but the ones I've seen, I think the original US one had a yellow sticker with all the songs on it.
Now, I've got a copy of that. I don't know if it's one of the very first ones, but it's got the sticker on the front.
Oh, wow.
It's quite badly beat up, but it still sounds really good.
Yeah. Marcus just said I settle with the Speaker's Corner. Yeah, Speaker's Corner. I like Speaker's Corner. I know there's some people that aren't thrilled with Speaker's Corner vinyl, but I like it. Sounds very rich.
Yeah, I've got a couple of modern ones, but they're not Speaker's Corner, I don't think.
Do you own any of those pressings?
Yeah, I do. There might be some right behind me, actually.
I like
there
them.
was an expensive one that was done. It was what was it called? Simply Vinyl, something like that. Not the 2LP, not the 2LP version. There we go.
Great to see you, Dean.
There you go. What's this one here? This might be.
Is that the one you were talking about?
Yeah. No, it's not. It's not. But this one actually was made using the same stampers because it's in the run-out groove, mastered by some famous mastering person.
Yeah.
Hoffman, maybe Steve Hoffman, something like that. Oh, I can't see it. Anyway, this is a really nice pressing, but I don't know who made it. And there's another one as well, which was quite expensive. It's a numbered one. I know what it is. You know those CDs that came out, gold CDs.
Yeah, the analog.
Analog production. Compact Classics, I think they're called, and they've got numbered stickers on the back.
Yeah,
it's one of them. I can't. Oh, yeah, I've got it. There you go. There you go. DCC Compact Classics.
Okay.
So this is one of those.
That's a pretty valuable record, David.
Yeah, it's quite a big deal. This one, limited
came out.
Well,
it's 2 LP set, right?
No. This is just 1 LP.
Is it really?
Yeah. This is older than that 2 LP set, and they used the stampers from this album to make the one I've just shown you.
Oh wow!
But I can't remember the name of the company that brought out the other one. I've forgotten. But those are both really, really good pressings, obviously, because they're made from the same stampers. But they're not easy to get now.
Joe Henderson, yeah, really. Good luck. Joe Henderson says, "What is your favorite album?" Man, that's a tough one.
Well, I can answer that straight away because I suppose there's two ways of looking at it. I kind of have like what I call my head rankings and what I call my heart rankings. So the heart rankings are the emotional ones, the ones that I would say that's my favorite, maybe for sentimental reasons. Probably that would be Gold Records Volume 4. But then if I sit down and sort of analyze all the songs and calculate which is the best one, I would say Golden Records Volume 3.
That's
has the best songs.
Yeah, volume 3 is my favorite. For me, when you're saying the sentimental, that one is sentimental. Yeah, because I said I don't know which one. It's a tough one because I was thinking of like studio.
Right.
Dan, for you, how are you, buddy? I got that album, I think, on my 10th birthday, 11th birthday. And I wore it to death. And I still have it downstairs, my original one, but it was on the black, like the later After Death with the black and the RCA logo. But I love it. I have several versions of that album. I actually have an original mono pressing that's in beautiful shape. But some of them, they came with inserts and like a catalog back in the day. I can't get a hold of them.
Was it a catalog? Oh yeah. I know the one you mean. Yeah. The first Japanese one apparently came with, well, it didn't come with it, but there was a special offer for a calendar.
Oh, wow.
And I've never found that calendar. I don't even know what it looks like.
Yeah, if I could get a hold of the stuff that came with the original Gold Records 3, because like I said, I have the original pressing, but I don't. I think Robert Alanis said he had it, but
It's
I'd
like a
love.
booklet, isn't it? Like a
It's a
photo booklet.
booklet, yeah. So like a photo booklet, and it came with something else, just like the Flamin' Star Singer Presents. You got the bonus photo, but there was a couple other. Robert was telling me too. There was like 2 or 3 other things that came with that when you.
Or is it like a long, thin booklet with
Yes,
the gold lame suit picture on the front?
I think so. Yeah.
I do have that for some reason. I forget where I got it. I got it many years ago, but it didn't come with a copy of Flaming Star.
Oh,
I
okay.
tell you what I got. I remember now. I bought it from a guy who was selling some memorabilia, and the other thing I bought from him was one of those hats. Do you remember the old hats that they brought out in 1956?
No.
Old Elvis hats.
Uh, no.
You
Well,
remember there was all
that
that memorabilia that they were bringing out at the time, Colonel
mm,
Parker, lipsticks and handbags and record cases and all that kind of stuff. Well, they made hats as well, little Elvis hats.
oh, they had lipstick. They had
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
lips. They had all kinds of stuff. Bubble gum.
I wonder if I can
Uh,
find that hat. It's pretty sure it's not far from here. Got it
yeah,
around here. So in fact, I've got two. Yeah, I bought one with that little booklet, and it was a little bit grubby, the one that I bought first, and then I managed to find another one, much cleaner.
well, just like the original GI Blues album, you could get a like a paper military hat. I don't know if you've seen them.
Never seen that. No.
The Colonel came up with that. It was like a paper hat. I'd love to get a hold of one of them.
Well, where were they obtainable? Did they come with the album or what?
I don't know if they came with the album. I don't know if any of you here know the answer to that. But I know it came out at the time the album came out, because initially I guess they handed the photos out when you bought the album. I don't know if it was like that with all the soundtracks, but I always thought they were packed inside the LP later.
Mm, yeah, I'm not sure. Well,
Uh,
certainly in the case of Clambake, it must have been because it's on the cover, isn't it?
yeah, the later ones it'll say special bonus photo inside.
Right, right.
Um, Doing great. I watched your update on the Moody Blue. Yeah, they delayed the. Did you pre-order the FTD Moody Blue with gold?
No, I can't get new FTDs over here. They cost about twice as much as they cost you. So I
Shame.
just have to wait and see if they come on the used market, which occasionally they do.
Well, you'll probably be waiting a while. It's been delayed 3 times.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, now they're saying if you go to the official Elvis site, it's coming out at the end of June now. So
I
we've
wonder
got
what the reason is.
April to May, now June.
Yeah, they always seem to have some delay or other.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Okay, Marcus said that the GI Blue hats, they handed it out when you bought popcorn at the theater when you went to go see.
Mm-mm.
That makes sense.
Imagine if you could gather all the information that everybody knew about Elvis, all the information that fans knew about the music and the memorabilia and so on. If you could put all that into one book, it would be amazing, wouldn't it?
Oh, it'd be a massive book.
Mm.
Oh, Elvis Record Collector says new FTD announcements in June. Yeah, they're due for a new album, and I hope it's a soundtrack.
They seem to come out even more regularly than Elvis's singles came out when he was alive. They used to come out like every 3 months, the singles.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
It seems like FTD releases are coming out on that sort of regularity.
Well, I think they've been a little slowly because the last 5 titles or so have been delayed.
All right.
Let's see. Just looking at trying to catch up on some of these comments. Oh, Den for You says he has the GI Blues paper hat. Yeah, they're hard to come by. They're pretty cool though.
Wow. Are they all different colors or what?
I think they're white.
Mhm.
Kurt Sturm. Kurt has a question for you, David.
Am I familiar with Elvis Japanese? Yeah, yeah. If so, were they issued for every Elvis movie shown in Japan? I've seen one for Girl Happy. Yeah, I believe they were. Some of them are really, really. Okay, I can show you one actually. Some of them were really, really thin, as in not many pages, and I just happen to have one here. I got a binder recently full of old memorabilia and advertising pamphlets and stuff.
Yeah.
And on the inside, one of the things that was in there was this here. It's pretty small. And there's just to compare it to my my phone.
It is small.
It's so this is the program for Easy Come Easy Go, and I say a program, but it's actually only 4 pages, if you want to call them that. So there's the back, and then it folds out like that. But this is unusually thin, unusually small. So normally they would be at least twice the size of this.
Yeah.
It'd be about A4 size, and they'd have about maybe 24 pictures in, something like that. And yeah, as far as I know, they did at least one for all the movies. And in fact, sometimes there would be more than one design, because there would be a design for Tokyo, and then there'd be a design for the theaters in Osaka, which is another big metropolitan area in Japan. So yeah, some of the movies were not released here at the time. Things like Stairway Joe. What else? Double Trouble was not released here. Trouble with Girls was never screened here.
Oh wow.
Particularly at the end of his movie career, because they weren't really popular at that point. So Charo didn't come out here until about 1972, I think.
That's interesting.
Change of Habit also was not screened here as well. But all the other ones, yeah, they. I don't know if I have it here. I've just got an amazing book, actually. I've put it away. It's not around here. It's a little book, maybe about B5 size, and it's got pictures of most of the programs, most of the posters, and most of the ticket stubs that were issued for all of Elvis's movies. And what I can show you, this is actually a mini version. I don't know where this came from. It's a mini version of the King Creole movie poster. And it's been laminated. Maybe this was cut out from a magazine. I don't know, but somebody's done that with it, which is pretty good. I mean, if you find one of these for sale, it's going to cost hundreds of dollars to get an original King Creole poster, Japanese poster.
Wow.
And what else have I got here that's related to the movies? These are ticket stubs for That's the Way It Is. It's known as Elvis on Stage in Japan. And you can see the serrated edge here where the smaller part has been pulled off.
Is that an original?
Well, they're all different prices. That one there's 1,000 yen, and this one here is 850 yen. Prices in white down here. there.
Yeah.
And this one is 450 with the price at the top. This is an original when it was first screened.
So what year would that have been? 1970?
Say again?
What year would that have been?
71.
71. Okay.
Yeah. So this it gets screened every now and again. It's his most popular film in Japan by a long way. So it gets screened occasionally, and obviously the price keeps going up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got quite a few of those programs. But again, the originals, some of the old ones, like the 50s movies, they can sell for a lot of money.
Yeah, I bet.
I don't have any of the 50s ones because they're just too expensive to buy.
So Chris says, do you all own the 40th anniversary Aloha DVD? Your thoughts on it? I don't. I own the box set that came out like 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's the only one I have, and I haven't watched it for years.
And then Joseph
said, I don't know what that one, the one I was talking about, the Elvis fan club event, the Elvis Presley Society event. I don't know what version of the DVD they were playing there.
And somebody asked how long you've been in Japan, David. Let me go back and see. Oh, Elvis record collector. How long have you been in Japan?
20.
You told me.
What's that?
I think you told me a couple months ago. 20, 25 years?
Yeah, it's 26, going on for 26 years now.
Wow.
But that's two different periods. I stayed here for 6 years and then I went home, for a few years, and then I came back in 2004, 3. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's been 21 years this time, yeah.
Wow.
And I haven't been home since 2011. So yeah, it's been more than 12 years since I went home.
So where were you actually born? Like what part of UK were you born?
Do you know, have you heard of Yorkshire?
Yes.
Well, I'm from a county called West Yorkshire, and the city's name is Bradford.
Oh, okay.
It's,
Yeah, I've heard of
it's
that.
quite a notorious city, actually. It's well known for all the wrong reasons. Uh, High crime, all kinds of social problems, just a place that nobody really wants to go. And the
Yeah,
people that live there, most of them want to be somewhere else as well.
that's a
It's
shame.
not that bad, really, to be honest. It's just a reputation thing. But yeah, I'd rather be here than there. I will put it that way.
I don't think I've ever asked you. If you did tell me, I forget. What made you move to Japan initially? Job?
Well, no, what happened was back in 91, I had a friend that was living here, an English friend with his Japanese wife. And I was just about to go to university for 3 years. So I had a bit of time on my hands. So I came over here to stay for a month with my friends, just on vacation, really. And I just really liked it. So I decided I was going to come back. And it was lucky that I was going to university because you can't really work here without a university degree. So I went back to England, went to college as planned, graduated in 94, and then came back out straight away.
Wow. Pretty cool. It's a different world there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Pretty much everything is totally different. The first time I came, I had real difficulty with the food.
Like messing your stomach up, you mean?
No, it wasn't that. It was just I didn't want to eat any of it. Um, I wasn't I wasn't used to the taste, that sort of soy sauce based
Yeah.
flavor, So we'd go out and go to restaurants or go to convenience stores or whatever to eat out, and I'd be starving, but I'd be looking at the menu thinking, I don't want any of that. What am I going to do? So I ended up eating a lot of cup noodles and tuna sandwiches. I remember that.
Yeah. That's
And
fun.
my stepmother came over as well, going back about 10, 12 years ago now. And she had the same problem. So I kind of understood where she was coming from. You've just got to find something that you like and stick with that. I remember she ended up eating a lot of these like little bread rolls that were filled with like custard filling. So she survived on little custard bread rolls for 2 weeks.
Wow.
But the second time when I came back, I kind of told myself I've got to really challenge myself. So it's kind of a mental thing as well, because everything's different. You've got to be prepared for expect the unexpected, as they say. So the
Yeah.
second time I came, I was much. It was much easier. I just even things like raw fish and other things. It was just a question of getting used to it. Really, so a lot of it's in the mind.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Especially eating food that you're not, real thrilled about eating. So you might have to answer this one. Joe Henderson says, question for you both. What are your favorite pieces of Elvis memorabilia? I really don't own much memorabilia. I'll let you go first, David.
I'm just thinking about it. I have kind of got quite a bit over the years, but I don't really go out of my way to collect it. The first thing that springs to mind is maybe the hats that I was talking about. Those
Mm-hmm.
hats from 1956. That's probably the first thing that
So
springs to mind.
I had somebody, I actually did a video on it probably about a year and a half, probably, yeah, I think it was the first year I had my channel. I had somebody who had been watching asked me for my address. They emailed me, and it was a guy who worked on trying to think what studio produced Roustabout.
It's Paramount, wasn't it?
It was Paramount. Okay, thank you, Paramount. So this gentleman had worked on the Paramount lot, and he was on one of the back lots that they didn't use as much. And there was a building that had been used in years. And when he went inside, he said it had like a lot of like time period pieces from around that time with the big metal, you press in the button, you pull out the drawers, the big metal heavy drawers.
Mm-hmm.
And they were getting rid of a bunch of stuff. I guess they're going to demolish the building. and he found. I'll have to look it up. I got it upstairs. He found a roustabout invitation to the premiere, and he sent one to me. It was really cool. That's only like, and it's from 1964, and it says, you're cordially invited to attend the screening of Elvis's new movie Roustabout. It's dated and it's got all the information on it. So it's legit, but he sent it to me. I thought that was very nice. He said,
Wow.
yeah, there was a couple of them in there, so he sent me one of them.
All right, yeah. I've got something similar for a Japanese screening of Elvis on tour.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's like they do test screenings, don't they, before they show it before a movie is released, and it's it's an invitation to a test screening of Elvis on tour.
Yeah, Elvis on Tour it's a good film for my money. I like That's the Way It Is or On Stage. I like that one.
I prefer That's the Way It Is. In fact, I can show you it. Here it is. I have it in this frame. Somebody gave me this frame, and it's kind of weird. It's kind of like got an L shape, and there's nothing much you can do with it.
I can see it.
Rather than getting it damaged, I put it in this frame.
Very cool.
And there's a picture of my son when he was born. He was on a life support machine. Or no, not a life support, an incubator it's called, isn't it?
Because he was so tiny.
Yeah, he was born a little bit early. He was born by cesarean. So they put him in the incubator for a bit. And I always keep that picture to remind me that, if I ever get angry with him, I always have to remind myself that, at one time he was like that,
Yeah, as parents, yeah. And of course, I don't know if you have any grandbabies yet. I have 2 granddaughters, and then it just goes to another level. They can't do anything wrong.
I might be closer to being a grandparent than I'm comfortable with, because my daughter's, what is she now, 31, 32?
Yeah.
She's married, been married for about a year, so I might be getting the phone call any day now.
Yeah. I got 4 girls and I have 2 granddaughters, and even dog's a female. So I always joke with my friends, I'm surrounded by women. Do you guys remember the huge poster, and That's the Way It Is, the one with the white suit? I have that one. I'm not sure which one he's referring to. Do you, David?
A poster that appears in That's the Way It Is, or
it was a huge poster in That's the Way It Is in the white suit. So I don't know if he's talking about like at the lobby poster or what is actually in the movie.
Maybe it was visible, a poster that was visible in That's the Way It Is.
Yeah.
I've got something fairly similar, but it's not from That's the Way It Is. It's from Elvis on Tour again. So what they used to do for the Japanese movies is they get two posters. You can see that one behind me there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the movie posters would be that times 2, but not twice as wide, twice as long.
Okay.
And it would be 2 separate sheets of paper, and you'd stick them together in the middle. And I've got one for On Tour, and I've got one for That's the Way It Is as well.
Oh, nice. I want to get one of the international hotel menus, but man, they're expensive. And even if you get one that's not in the greatest shape, people are asking $150, $200 for them.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to get a hold of one of them. Eventually I will, but I'm not a huge memorabilia guy. Never have been.
Yeah, usually I don't really have posters. I mean, I just put these things up here just to have something in the background, when I'm doing the videos.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I wouldn't really have anything up there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have anything fancy schmancy like some channels. I like Scotty's setup.
Yeah, it looks very, very nice, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think Denny's saying that picture was in the Worldwide Hates box set. Okay, yeah, that's like a painting, isn't it?
Yeah. And the other sides, the black box set.
Yeah.
If you got the swatch and you got yeah, I know what you mean.
So I guess he's saying he's got a big version of that.
Okay. Huh. You having your morning orange juice?
It's my afternoon orange juice.
Orange juice. So what time is it there? I can never remember how many hours ahead you are.
We're 13 hours ahead, so it's 1:45 in the afternoon.
Oh, wow. Morning, David and Mark from London, UK. Very nice to have you.
Now, Kilburn Kicks. Are you actually in Kilburn? Kilburn, Mark, is a neighborhood in London. And it has a large It did. I don't know about now, but it had a very large Irish community. I don't know if it still does, but.
So this is a question for Kill Picks.
Oh, that's my
Is that your
my
mail?
parcel. Please excuse me. I'll be right back.
Okay. Kilburn Kicks. I was wondering if you heard, since you are in the UK and you get stuff earlier. Have you heard? I heard a rumor that, and within another 4 or 5 days, the Moody Blue FTD is coming out. Let's see. When I was a kid, I was always sending letters to Colonel Parker's office. Always got back calendars, postcards. Once he said a clothing squatch. Very cool. Done for you. Did you? I showed you my memorabilia a while back. I remember that. Fresh in my memory. Was that it? Was that your parcel?
Yeah. It's quite warm. I always worry about buying records in summer. I said it's pretty
know.
warm today, right?
So do
Because,
I. They put it right on my front stoop and my front step.
Yeah.
And as soon as I'll lay it right out in the sun, I'm like, okay.
I've had parcels turn up in hot weather like today, and
You got to get it quick.
Open it up, and the record's been warped.
Look at this, a real-time seal to reveal unboxing. Love it.
Kilburn Kit. Oh, it's South London. Okay, your dad was from Kilburn, yeah. Okay. Shall I open this up then? Does anybody want to see what's in the box?
Do it, David. Do it.
Well, I'll keep doing it, and I'll start opening it, and we can keep talking, because Japanese people they often pack things too well in a way.
So you bought these from somebody in Japan?
Yeah. They're mostly Japanese records, but there just happens to be a copy of Kissing Cousins in here as well, American copy. But otherwise, they're all Japanese.
So who do you buy them from? Like people on eBay or people on shops near you?
Some shops, some online sites, some auction sites. Not on eBay, because there is no eBay in Japan.
Oh, okay.
It used to be, but it obviously didn't do very well.
Well, I know yeah. So when you say online sites from Japan?
Yeah, Japanese sellers, yeah.
Oh, you have to send me their links.
There you go. Big bunch of. Can anybody guess what that might be at the front?
Is that an original?
Well, it's not an original from 1957, but it is. They reissued it in 1962.
Okay.
And it's that version. So without actually looking at the record itself, I don't know if it's from 62, but chances are it will be. So as far as I remember, there are 5 Japanese in here and 1
American.
The Kissing Cousins, yeah.
Yeah.
And he said that these are in really nice condition. So let's see.
For you, yes, I do remember now.
All right, here we go. So I said that Japanese people pack things maybe too well. So you saw the box that I opened up. Then we have the bubble wrap, and now we have a plastic bag on the inside.
Oh wow!
I don't know what purpose, the reason for the plastic bag is. It just gets in the way.
Now, David, do you? I know I do. Do you have a certain grade that you will buy for albums? Like when you go any lower than, say, excellent or mint minus or whatever? Like, do you have like a range personally that you like, or?
I'm not sort of too fussed as long as it's playable, and it depends. If it's something really rare, then I'm quite happy to pick up something in VG, for example, as long as it's not completely trashed. So there you go. That's the first one. It's a Christmas album, the mono pressing from '62.
Nice. What kind of condition is it in? It's very white.
Yeah. It's got the old proper inner sleeve there. It's got black ink on it, so it's probably from '62. Oh, it looks really nice. There you go.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's not been played much at all, which is very nice. Trying to find the date on it. Okay, so it's got it's October 1962.
Oh, nice. I'm jealous.
Well, that's the first one, the first issue of that particular album. All right, I'll quickly show you the other ones. It's a very common Japanese LP.
Mm-hmm.
Golden Records.
Love how glossy they are.
The only trouble is that they're very thin, the covers as well. So you've got to be careful that the bottoms or the tops or the spines, they're quite easy to split. And here it is, my American copy of Kissing Cousins.
Nice.
It looks nicer than the one I got in my trade. And it's even got the RCA sleeve in there as well.
Yeah, the blue.
Yeah, that's right. It's a bit of a cleanup, but looks pretty good.
Yeah, silver top.
In that way, there we go. Yeah, there's nothing particularly rare in here, but I still keep buying stuff that I've got just to do more research, really, to try and find some different pressings.
I have a mint copy of that one. I love that album.
Yeah, Skill Happy. What else have I got? Oh, this is another foreign one.
Oh, okay.
The Christmas album from it's from the UK.
Very nice.
So the thing about this one here is some of the LPs were actually made in America and some of them were made in the UK. So I'm hoping, I don't know which one this is, but I'm hoping it's a UK one.
Is it just the Camden label?
Yeah, well, it was called it's RCA International.
Okay.
This one's actually made in the UK, which is good because I don't have that one. And the last one is World's Fair.
Ooh.
Which, like a lot of copies of this album from Japan, it's got where are we? There. It's got a little punch hole in the bottom corner.
Why'd they do that, David?
Well, it's because the shops would send them back to the makers because they couldn't sell them, and then the manufacturer or maybe the middleman, the wholesaler, would put a punch hole in them so that that they couldn't be sold, they couldn't be returned for full price. So this would be sent back to a shop with the punch hole in, and then they would sell it at a discount.
Okay.
But if the shop wanted to return it again, if it's got the punch hole, then they know the wholesaler or the manufacturer, they know that this was supplied. This had already been returned once.
Okay.
It's just to stop the shops claiming full price back for the record when they'd already got refunded once.
Now, is that the black label Victor as well?
Yeah, these are all the Japanese ones are all black label Victor ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Are they pretty common?
Yeah.
Are they?
The least common of those four is the Christmas album, the first one that we looked at.
What do they go for you if you can find a decent one?
They're quite cheap over here. The Christmas album might set you back about, I don't know, in that sort of condition there, maybe 25, $30, something like that.
Really? Oh man.
The other ones, the soundtracks you can find for a little bit less than that. Maybe about 10, 15, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, Elvis Record Collector says they do the saw cut. Here they cut a corner, they snip a corner off, or they notch it. You see the notches? I don't know. Yeah. That bugs me. I don't know why, but it just bugs me. They're sealed and they're brand new, but they put that notch cut in there.
It is annoying, yeah.
Very nice, David. Nice little haul you got there.
Yeah. I've got a video to finish. I had another package that came this morning. I did a video on the Burning Love album last week or 10 days ago.
I saw that.
A viewer asked me to do a video on the album prior to that, the Elvis Sings Hits from His Movies, Volume 1. Mm-hmm. And so I replied saying, well, I've got to get a copy of the album before I can do a video on it. And I got...
You don't have one?
Well, I do now. It just came this morning. This is a Japanese copy. It doesn't have the Obi on it. But,
what's the vinyl? What's the label look like?
It's Camden.
Oh, okay.
This was actually the first Japanese album to appear with that turquoise label.
Wow.
So I can finish my video now on this album.
I never buy stuff from the US as the shipping costs more than anything I'd be buying. It's funny, we say here in the US, we say the saying, you buy anything from even from your area, David, or the
Yeah,
UK, it's 25, 30, 35 bucks, not even a question.
it's true. Yeah, but in Europe, where Kilburn Kicks is, I don't know what the situation is now because the UK is not in the EU any longer. But other people in the other EU countries like Germany and France and whatnot, they always say that they have to pay what's it called, like import duties
Mm-hmm.
when they buy from overseas. So they've got to pay for the record. I think they've got to pay if they buy on an auction site like eBay, they've got to pay the VAT. They've got to pay the shipping, and then they might, if they're unlucky, have to pay a duty at the other end as well.
Pretty insane.
Yeah. So you might end up paying 3 times as much in total than what the LP costs.
Wow. So did you get a lot of stuff this morning?
Yeah. One of the things that I got this morning, I'm going to do a video on it because it's one that I've been looking for ages. It's a really, it's a box that was like a present. If you bought 3 albums, you got a free box.
Oh,
And I found that box. I've been looking for that box for years. There's a picture of it in the book, in this book here, this book here. But I've never seen it. I've never actually had one myself. I finally got it, and it had all the 3 LPs in there as well. So I'm going to do a video about that.
shop goes. Kurt says, enjoyed it, fellas. I'll have to watch the rest later today as it's almost 1 o'clock here. Mark, get some sleep. David, have a good afternoon.
All right. Well, thank you, Kurt, if you're still there. Yeah, Den, I remember that. I once looked at the first time I looked at the Elvis Shop London, I wanted to buy some singles on there, some UK singles, but I couldn't get a shipping quote. And they say on their website, you order and then we tell you what the shipping is. And I thought, no, I don't like that, so I didn't order anything. I want to know what the shipping is before I give them my credit card number.
Yeah, that's kind of my only gripe. I've been buying from him off and on for years, probably almost 6 years. But that's what I don't like. You never know what the shipping is. But he's
I
quick.
mean, I suppose once you've done it once, you get an idea.
Yeah, you do have an idea. But yeah, I've never had one problem ever buying from there. It's 6 a.m. in London. Yeah. Elvis Australia, you know the whole amount you're paying for. I'm waiting for the Moody Blue and oh, Sahara. Okay.
I think Elvis Australia tends to be a little bit more expensive than Elvis Shop London, though. I've checked both sites. It tends to be a little bit more expensive because they've got to pay for shipping to Australia, haven't they, in the first place?
Well, and here's the thing. What I do, so I told you what I don't like. What I do like is usually within an hour or 2 after you place the order, you'll get an email that says your order's being processed. 4 or 5 hours later, it'll say your order's complete. And then he usually sends it through DHL. And within 3 or 4 days, I have it. So no complaints.
Elvis Record Collector says the only way you find out is by looking at the credit card bill. But I don't know if you have this system in America. I'm pretty sure you must. But what I've started doing in recent months is I've actually started buying some records online and paying for them COD. So that way I don't have to use my credit card.
Oh yeah, we don't have that here. There's no.
All right.
Years ago, you used to have cash on delivery, but not anymore.
Yeah, Japan is still quite backwards in some ways like that. Yeah, they still have things like that. People still have fax machines as well. We've got a fax machine. People still use faxes. Still send them.
They still use them here.
All right. Yeah. So a while back, somebody stole my credit card details. Luckily, I found out fairly quickly, and the credit card company was very good about it. But ever since then, I've been a little bit wary about using it online. So if wherever possible, I'll just buy stuff on pay by COD. I mean, you've got to pay a little handling charge as well. It's maybe about $2.
Yeah.
But it's not much. It's worth it. And then I don't have to worry about the credit card bill either.
Dan says Shop London shipped my Elvis 72 and it was dented. A lot of people had issues with that set being damaged. I was one of the lucky few. Mine arrived in perfect condition.
Yeah, it's so heavy, isn't it?
Oh, it's those FTD, the 2 book sets with the record and the 3 and 4 CDs, the Blue Hawaii, they're very heavy. Yeah, I just picked up. I was able to finally get a copy sometime back. I got a copy of the FTD Fashion for a King. That book is massive. I don't know if you ever seen it.
Nah, I haven't got too many.
I know you're not. You told me you're a fan of books.
I've got collector's books, but I'm more into collecting books than photo books. I mean, I like looking at them, but I tend to look at them once and then
you lose interest in them quick, huh?
Yeah. So Matt says, "Easy come, easy go soundtrack." I guess he's talking about the FTD. I think I saw one for sale recently, or maybe it was at Elvis Shop London.
Yeah, Matt, is that what you're referring to, buddy? You need the Easy Come Easy Grow FTD, because as far as the regular release, it was an EP, right?
Yeah, I think he's referring to the.
He's probably referring to the FTD.
FTD LP. I mean, you can get them on eBay, but they'll probably be a little bit more expensive than what they were when they first came out.
You know, it was really, really, really expensive. It's the sellers, it's not the site, but Discogs. Man, it's expensive there. People really money gouge.
Yeah, I've used Discogs a few times over the years. I would say about 8 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, it's worked out okay.
Yeah, I've had a couple. I ordered something for a friend about 6 weeks to 2 months ago, and fortunately, I didn't pay much. And they said they shipped it, and it just showed you could tell it wasn't shipped because they had the USPS tracking number, but it said pre-shipment label printed. Well,
right.
You get that if you do it at home, and it sat there. And I went there even a week ago, and it's still in the same status. I've reached out to the seller over and over and over again.
Really?
Won't respond. Nope. And with Discogs, the only thing you can do is dispute it on your credit card bill, because Discogs has no buyer protection, which I do not like.
Does the seller have any negative feedback?
Oh yeah, I gave the guy the benefit of the doubt, because I am not one of these people that, I have a little problem. I've gotten stuff where there's a corner ding or whatever, and I still gave him positive feedback because they shipped it. They packaged it well. I'm not one of those people. But this guy, I reached out to him, I think 3 different times, and at least acknowledge me. Even if you tell me to screw off, at least acknowledge that I'm ready. Yeah. So finally, after about a month, I did leave a negative feedback. I said, never received the product. It's the first time I've ever done that. I've never left negative feedback with anybody, eBay, anybody. And I left it. I said, I've tried reaching out to him 3 times, no response. And I just left it at that.
So did you get your money back?
No, because I haven't gotten around to dispute, because it was only like $39. Like I said, I bought it for a friend for his birthday. He wanted it. And I ordered it for him on eBay, my credit card information, but his address, and it just showed pre-shipment. It showed the city where it was being shipped from. It was in the US. And I reached out. I'm like, can you give me an update? No response. I waited like 2 weeks, messaged him again, nothing. Then I waited like 3 weeks, messaged him like 2 weeks ago, and still nothing.
Yeah, you do get quite a few sellers like that on Discogs. You've always got to check the feedback.
Well, what's funny,
even the neutral feedback.
What's funny is my comment must have been his first negative, because he had 100% feedback.
All right.
Kilburn says, I always use Discogs, only buy from sellers. Yeah, he was 100% the guy I bought from.
But that's what I was saying about the neutral. So even if it's got 100%, if they've got some neutral comments, look on the neutral ones too, because sometimes you find the neutral comments will be like, condition was not as good as I was expecting, but they still leave a neutral.
Yeah. Yeah, they were saying, somebody on here was saying they bought. Oh, Elvis Record Collector said that he's bought some VPI releases. I'd like to get a few of them back. I had some, and much like you selling your MSG book, David, I sold some of them, and I wish I had them back. They're going up in price too.
Mm. Yeah. Well. Best thing is not to look back. There's always going to be some more stuff to buy.
Yeah. Do you have any of those? The VPI?
No, not anymore. I had a few, but yeah.
You
Not
sold
anymore.
them too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just keep certain ones that catch my eye. I don't to go back and get them all. It's just like you said. It's like you got to kind of draw the line. Dead for you. Discogs, be careful. Photos of the record isn't actually. It's not. That's the other thing I don't like. You can't get a photo of the actual item you're buying. They use like stock photos.
Mm.
Does FTD still have live recordings of yours? Oh yeah, I'm sure. Not on vinyl, but through the CDs. They're constantly releasing stuff that they find.
Have you got that? There's been a couple of new ones coming out of Europe recently. Is it Memphis Recording Service? Have you got those new live ones?
No. I had a bunch of the MRS, and I sold them too. I sold the VPI, I sold the MRS. I just stick with original pressings, and with the FTD, I have everything. I have all the vinyls, I have all the CDs. I think I'm only about 5 books away from completing everything.
All right.
So you're talking what, like 260 different titles. So message popped up, but
Which books?
What's that?
Which books do you not have?
Let's see. I need Boy from Tupelo, which is going to be the challenge. From Tupelo. That's the Way It Was, which is the first one that came out. Welcome Home Elvis, 1960. Jailhouse Rock, Frame by Frame. I think one more.
I saw that Boy from Tupelo, the big book, maybe about a year ago in a record shop in Tokyo, actually.
Really?
I passed it off. It was about, I think it was going for about $400, something like that.
Yeah, and that's actually not a bad price. If you can find it for $400 or less, you're in good shape.
I think it had a little just bent a bit on the corner, like it was squashed in one corner, but apart from that, it was all right.
It was sealed.
No, it was used, but it was clean, but it just got bashed in one corner.
Yeah, probably. Even that don't. Yeah, that wouldn't bother me. But I'll eventually get it. I just got to find it at my price. I'm not going to pay what some of these clowns are asking for it. Because some of them they'll charge you. If you go on eBay, there's somebody has. I just saw it tonight. Somebody has the set that I got from you, the Making of Jailhouse Rock. Mm-hmm. Some guys got it listed for like $1,487. Like,
wow!
But somebody will pay it.
Was that Making of Viva Las Vegas, wasn't it?
Yeah. For whatever reason, that one has skyrocketed. Generally, you can't find it for under $1,000 now. Like it is, it just keeps going up and up, and people go hog wild over it. But
does that set have? Does it have all the music from the sessions?
Actually, I don't think. I think it's missing some because the channel, the Elvis Archive guys.
Yeah.
Jamie and John. They did a video. They did a video probably about 9 months to a year ago, and that was Jamie's gripe. That's always his gripe. Like it's not the complete sessions. So it's a beautiful set. It really is. But that one is probably the most sought after. That one's really big, and then that's the Way It Is 50th anniversary, the 2-book set. That one's up around $800-900 if you can find it.
So the Viva Las Vegas sessions, the CD box set, and the music that comes with that book, is that exactly the same? Is it the same music as far as you know?
I don't know. I think the Viva, if I'm not mistaken, the Viva Las Vegas sessions are not complete. Just the CD set, not the book set, but the CD set. But I think the music that's on the book set, the making of, I think some of it is from the set. Obviously the sessions, you think it would be the complete, but it's not.
Okay, so there's less music on the CDs with the book. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Because there's also what do you call it? When the writers do their own like song version, they sing it.
Demos. The demos.
Yeah, the demos. Thank you. I couldn't think of the word. Those are on there as well.
All right, I like those
Kind of
demos.
cool.
Yeah, I like them.
But what's kind of funny is that was the first one. The Making of Viva Las Vegas was the first of those sets, and it's only one book, but it's a massive book. It's like 500 pages.
Right.
Where like the Elvis 72, the newest one, the Making of Blue Hawaii, Jailhouse Rock, I think the one book is like 100 pages. It's the recording, and then the movie itself is like 375 pages. So it's about the same as the one that was in the Viva Las Vegas book. But yeah, that time you and I did that stream and I saw it up in your corner, I'm like, David's got it. You're like, I don't really, I saw it in the shop. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Like, I saw it in the shop, I picked it up, but I'm not really into that book. So I was like, we're talking after this live stream. And you sold it to me at a good price, man. It's still upstairs. I love it. It's a great book.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yep. So I got to ask you, if you didn't like bucks, what made you buy it?
It was a good price. I'm just a sucker for a bargain, you know.
Wow.
Like it reminds me of my my father-in-law. He's no longer with us, but just after he died, we went around to the house. My in-laws' house is not far from here, and we were looking around the house before we started cleaning it up, you know. And we found all these packs of tissues and kitchen paper and toilet rolls, you know, great big packs of them.
Yeah.
And I said, why have they got so many tissues? Why have they got so many toilet rolls? And my wife said, it's just my dad. He's a sucker for a bargain. So if he sees something on sale, he'll buy it, you know. And so there are literally dozens and dozens of boxes of tissues and toilet rolls. We've used them all since then. We've managed to use them. So they came in handy.
Never have to run out for a while.
Yeah. So I'm just a bit like that, really. Can't really pass up a bargain.
That's funny. Elvis Record Collector says boy from Tupelo weighs more than a small child.
Weighs more than a boy from Tupelo, yeah.
Dan says, cool poster behind you, David. Is that a tour poster?
No, that is, well, it is. It's at the bottom right corner, which you won't be able to see, which is just above where my hand is here. It says Elvis on Tour, and it's got the MGM logo, and it's got Elvis on Tour in Japanese. And then in the top right corner there, you might be able to see some faint purple letters. That says BAN, B-A-N, and that's the name of a deodorant. So the poster was actually made as an advertisement for a deodorant product.
Oh, wow.
I believe it was sold in North America. Certainly Canada, you could get that product. And they still produce deodorants and stuff now in Japan, that company.
That is so cool.
Yeah, couldn't resist it. Elvis. And they've got a picture of him there with his jumpsuit open. His chest is all wet with sweat. What a great advertisement for a deodorant.
Yeah, he says it looks like a promo poster. Where'd you get that? Is that an original?
Yeah. I just found it online. It wasn't very much, actually. Maybe 20, 25 bucks, something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, couldn't resist it.
I bet.
The spin out one there.
Yeah.
That's a fairly typical, like what would you call it? Like a I can't remember the English word. It's like a long flyer, like a promotion. It's kind of a poster, but it's printed on the back as well.
Mm-hmm.
So on the back side, it's got lots of black and white pictures and information about the movie and the cast and the songs in the movie. So it's kind of like a two-sided thing.
That is really cool.
And they made lots of those for quite a few other movies as well.
Do you own a lot of the movies?
On DVD?
Yeah.
I think I do now. I don't spend much time watching them, but over the years, I've managed to get most of them.
Yeah.
Maybe about 5 or 6 that I don't have. Yeah, but I've got a few box sets.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, the last one I haven't watched an Elvis movie maybe in about a year or two now. The last one I watched was Double Trouble, which I watched for a video that I did. I haven't seen anything since then.
Huh.
But to be honest, I don't really watch movies anyway. I just feel like I haven't got enough time to watch them.
So Den says, if you saw the Hawaii interview of Elvis, there's a poster on his left side. I have that one. Huh.
The Hawaii interview, you mean the press conference?
I think it means the one in November announcing the Aloha.
Okay, well, he was wearing the white suit. He had white gear on, didn't he?
Yeah.
And the shades.
Dean Edelston says, did you guys get the Elvis at Sun Prodigy? No, I didn't get it.
What's Elvis at Sun Prodigy?
Do you have it?
What is it? I don't know what it is.
I think it's a box set with a book and a little bit of vinyl. I think
is it that it's not that set of singles, is it? That Jack White put out?
No, I had that. No, this is a box set actually called Elvis at Sun Prodigy. It's called Elvis at Sun Prodigy. I think it's a book. Much like it reminds me a lot of The Boy from Tupelo.
Okay, so it's a book.
Yeah.
Has it got like is that the one with the one-sided pressing of That's All Right? I
think so.
They found the original stamper and they made a single using that stamper, and it's only pressed on one side. Is that the one?
I don't know.
Yeah. Steve's got that. I think he showed it on his channel.
Steve must have. Oh, there he is. I was going to say Steve must have dropped off, but he said.
Steve, is that the Prodigy of Sun? Is that the one I was just talking about? The one with the 7-inch single? That's All Right. One-sided pressing. Not that interview. This one he was at the Hawaii Hilton Village. Okay, so the one with the black jacket, right?
Yeah. Where he's doing the press conference announcing.
Yeah. I can show you the one. Where's that book gone? He says, this press conference here, right? That's the one you're referring to, I think.
Yes, he said yes. Yep.
So, Dan, you're saying there's a poster behind Elvis or next to Elvis. I'll be able to find that. What is it a poster of? Is it a poster of Elvis himself? I can't see any pictures of him. Although I think I know what he's referring to. Yeah, there are some long. Yeah. Here we are. Can you see there? Yeah. There's a picture of Elvis in a white jumpsuit there. So maybe he's talking about that poster there.
Yeah. Marcus says he dozed off. Yeah, Marcus, it's late where you are. It's even later here. Great live of what I saw. Thanks, Marcus. Appreciate that, buddy. Always good.
What I saw.
2 large books, fantastic photos. Oh, it's got 2 books with a 10-inch album. Steve was saying 2 large.
Yeah. Oh no, I haven't seen that unless Steve has shown it and I've forgotten which one it was. Very rare poster, yeah.
He's got a nice collection.
Yeah. Ever growing,
like all of our.
Steve, if you're on, you did a video. Okay, I'll go back and check it again. Then I'm sure I've seen it because I watch all Steve's videos. Steve, do you keep everything you've got in that one room, or have you got records in other rooms?
I think he's running out of room. Every time I see his videos, I'm like, he's going to run out of room. So he'll be like, I'm in this room here. I'm going to show you.
Well, I've got a few now. a couple of boxes over at my in-laws' house.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, just running out of space here. No, all in this room. Okay.
Wow, that's impressive.
I'll go back and check out that video. So can I give an email address if anybody wants to buy this book? By the way, if anybody hasn't got this book yet, Elvis Aloha from Hawaii, Through the Eyes of Japan, hardback book, about 200 pages, and you can get it. It's still available. There's a few copies left, and you can get it from. It's very easy. It's Elvis Presley Society of Japan at gmail.com. Elvis Presley Society of Japan at gmail.com. And what the Japanese people, I'll just show you one more thing actually. The Japanese version, the Japanese folks who ordered the book, they got this second little thin, almost like a magazine or a booklet
And that comes with.
And it's exactly the same, the contents as the book, but it's all in Japanese. And then there are some pictures in here too, but they're just black and white versions of ones that are in the main book. Like, there you go. So you're not sort of missing anything if you don't have this. But if you do want this for the sake of it, if you order the book, just tell them that you want the Japanese book as well.
And
that
comes with it too, right? Or the 8x10 and the photos and
the additional one. Yeah. So if anybody gets this and they want this one with it, they won't send this unless you ask for it, because this was made for the Japanese readers, because it's all in Japanese. But like I said, there's nothing new in there. But if you want it just for having it, then let them know you want it. And I think they've still got a few of these postcard sets available as well.
Mm-hmm.
So these will automatically come. You don't have to ask for these. If they've got some, they'll send them.
Because I think initially they said only the first pre-orders came with the photos, but then I think you had said, David, that all the ones you've gotten came with them, right?
Yeah. They must have got some more printed up.
Somebody, I saw a previous question. Did you see that Liquid Sun record that they're releasing? Did you hear about that, David?
Did you talk about that with Johnny on your stream?
Yes.
Right. Yeah. That was the first I'd heard of it, and I still can't really imagine it. I can't picture it in my mind. What exactly is it?
So it's a record that has like moving liquid inside the record.
I see. So on the outside, it's like a solid record.
Yeah, it's got the grooves and everything, but I guess it's thick enough to where the liquid is like this black and yellow liquid. But
that's where we're going. That's where we're going, isn't it? Have you seen these what they call like zoetrope records?
Don't you think they're getting a little bizarre with these records?
Yeah, but that's where it's going, because all the music's been released. Pretty much all the music's been released. So what are they going to do now? They're going to have to come up with some new gimmick to sell us the music all over again. So if it's not zoetrope picture discs, it's liquid records. Well, they're always going to come up with something.
Well, I think somebody said it's going for over $200. I just can't. There's no way I'm spending that kind of money. I'll pass.
Yeah, I'm not
line.
What's a good price, by the way? This is for everybody out there who's listening. What's a fair price for a copy of Sun 209 45 in VG Plus condition? What would you say would be a good price to pay for that?
Is that an original?
Well, it's that there are quite a few different variants of the Sun label, the actual labels themselves. I think the first copy, the very first one, it has the catalog number on the left, and it's upside down on the Blue Moon of Kentucky side. But it's not that one. It's kind of a slightly later one. It's got the catalog number, I think, at the bottom. Maybe the third version. It's amazing how much information has come out about the Sun records over the past few years.
Yeah, I agree.
Apparently there are 30 odd variants of the That's All Right Blue Moon of Kentucky label.
Well, you got your first bid in there, David.
$400. Okay, yeah, that sounds quite cheap, actually. I mean, VG, it's not a trashed copy. It's in perfectly nice condition. VG Plus, no writing on the labels, no stickers on the labels. It's got the push marks, of course.
So you have one and you're looking to sell it? Is that
no, I'm not selling it. No, I'm thinking about buying one.
Oh, you're thinking about buying one. Gotcha. You think $400 cheap?
Yeah, I think it's cheap. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Well, it's Sun 209, man. It's the beginning. It's the beginning of everything.
Yeah, true. Laid the groundwork.
An excellent copy made over £3,000 in auction in 2020. In 22.
There you go. There you go, David. Is that so? I'm assuming you found one that caught your eye.
Yeah. I found one that caught my eye, and I'm thinking, I don't know.
What are they at?
It's what is it in dollars? It's over $1,000.
Oh my word!
But it is VG Plus, and it does look nice.
That's insane.
Ed, the King's Court passed on the mystery train for $250. I bought it. Okay. VG. Oh no, I have Sun. Oh, that's a different one. Yeah, 250 for Mystery Train. Yeah, the thing about Mystery Train is because it didn't have those push marks, so I'd always be worried about buying Mystery Train.
Now, what do you mean by the push marks?
Well, if you look at the original pressings of it, the first pressings of the first four Sun singles, if you look carefully at the labels, they've got like these little small circles, which I think underneath the labels, it's basically a hole there. It was caused when they manufactured the records, and you can see those. They look like little indentations, and they're referred to as push marks.
I've
And
never.
yeah, if they've got those push marks, there's usually 3 per side in like a little triangle arrangement. And if it's got those push marks, then they say that's an original.
Dan says David can tell as I can. They're never a mint Elvis Sun. Yeah, you're not going to find an original.
I think I once saw a guy on eBay offering a set of mint, a full set of the 5 Sun 45s in near mint condition. Said that they'd never been played. Swore they were genuine. They looked genuine, but he was asking obviously a small fortune for them.
Yeah. Looks to me like the ejector pins were standing proud.
Yeah, I don't know what the technical details of it, but once you see it, if you see it once, you'll know. Yeah.
Huh.
And they do stand out. But with the last single, Mystery Train, they didn't have those so-called push marks. So you have to really know what you're looking for, I think, if you're going to buy Mystery Train. But who was it who bought it? Don. I'm sure Don knew what he was doing. I guess the condition is also a good hint as well. If it's in VG condition, then that's probably a sign that it could be an original.
I guess.
Have you ever seen that? Has anybody, Mark and anybody else, have you ever seen a guy on YouTube called Mac Stevens?
I think so.
He has a channel called this is About Records. Mac Stevens and About Records.
That's pretty good, David.
That's how he introduces his videos.
Is he Elvis only? Is he Elvis?
He likes rockabilly basically. So he does sometimes show Elvis records, and he's a real expert on Sun because he's a Sun collector.
Oh wow!
So yeah, he's done a couple of videos on Sun, specifically on Sun records, and it's really interesting, talking about the originals versus counterfeits.
There's a lot of original characters, people on some of these YouTube
shows. Yeah. It's good fun though. Yeah, he is. Mac is in Argentina now. Yeah. I think his wife is from there, and they moved down to Argentina.
Wow,
it's a shame. I mean, I'm glad for him. If he's happy down there, but I miss his videos though.
Oh, he's not making videos anymore?
Well, no, he's in Argentina, so you can't find any records down there. At least not American rockabilly 45s. You're not going to find too many of them down there.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a real shame. Yeah, I wonder what the next FTD vinyl is going to be.
I'm sure you'll find out long before I do. I'm always last to know about these things.
Now, why is that? How come? Is it because they're manufactured in Denmark and it just takes so long to get to you?
No, it's just because I don't tend to follow news about new releases, because I know I'm not going to buy them until I find them, on the used market. I usually watch Ed's videos, so I tend to find out through him. The King's Court, he tends to be pretty fast with the new releases.
He did a video today. Kurt sent him a Walmart CD for his final concert, June 26th to 77 at Market Square Arena.
Yeah.
And it looks like a boot. I guess it is a bootleg, but it's just surprising that he got it. Those 2 copies of stock he said.
Walmart. But Walmart sells new stuff, right? Not used.
It's new, but he said that when it was shipped to him, it wasn't sealed, which is kind of odd, but it makes sense if it's a bootleg. But the label was nothing, and you could tell it was like a homemade, but it's an audience recording. Which
So that means that Walmart has maybe unintentionally bought a bootleg.
yeah,
They wouldn't sell a bootleg, would they? Because it's
no, not
just,
normally. I wouldn't think.
I once bought a bootleg at a HMV shop in England. Obviously they don't. You don't have HMV shops in America, do you?
No. So
Okay. It's a big music chain in the UK, and they don't sell bootlegs. But yeah, many years ago I found an Elvis bootleg it was just a regular LP record shop.
so I might shock you with this next question. Like, you don't know this? I know the FTD. There's a series of books. One's called How the RCA Years. This year to this year, and then there's one called the HMV Years.
Oh yeah.
Is HMV, is that like a label that was in the UK?
Yeah, it's the label, His Majesty's Voice. I think it was EMI that manufactured the records.
Okay.
Steve will know. So the first records, Elvis records released in the UK, appeared on that label, HMV. Yeah, so that's what that was. So it's a record label, and like I said, it's manufactured by EMI. In fact, I don't think I've got one here. I do have a couple actually, but not to hand. So yeah, the UK HMV records are really, really sought after, but they're really hard to find in nice condition.
I bet. So Joe says, is it true Baz Luhrmann has all that's the way it is? Well, he has that's the way it is in the Elvis on tour footage that was in like a vault, and apparently he's cleaning them all up, remastering, and he's going to release them, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not till late next year, or probably sometime in 2026. That's what I'm hearing. Anyway, it's the last I heard.
Well, if it's not going to involve actors, then I'll probably be interested.
Yeah. So you're kind of like in the small group of people like myself that the Elvis movie didn't interest you as much.
No, not really. I wasn't really interested. No.
Now, did you say
Although, no, I never saw it. No. Although the Priscilla movie interested me even less, and I haven't seen that one either.
Yeah, no, I have no desire to see that because all it does is trash Elvis, and I have no time for that crap. Question for you both: how many records do you both have? Well, David blows me out of the water. I can tell you that. I probably own. Somebody asked me this just the other day. I'd say probably close to 400.
Well, I don't have that many. I'm not as many as Steve, for instance, but it's going to be it's over 1,000, but not 2,000. Between 1,000 and 2,000. So that includes a lot of singles and EPs.
Well, okay, so yeah, if you throw in the 45s and the EPs, I probably have closer to 450, 475, but not even a shred of what you all have. Steve has over 2,000.
No, I was just saying in my case, I know it's not 2,000, but it is over 1,000. But judging from his videos, I'm guessing Steve has a lot more than I do.
Yeah, he's got. I'm trying to think, what is it? Blue Hawaii. He's got like 38 copies of or something like that. It's incredible. I had 700 and sold them all. Den says, "Wow, it's a lot of packaging of albums and shipping them off."
Well, he may have sold them to a shop. That's what I did back
yeah. It sold like the whole collection.
Back in the 80s, yeah.
Do you regret it?
Not really, because I've got all of them back that I wanted. There were about
we sell them and get them back.
Yeah, buy them all back. The collection that I have now is better than the one I had back then. Although there were about half a dozen early 60s UK albums that I had that were just in immaculate condition. They look like they'd just come out of the factory. And I haven't quite been able to find those records in just such good condition, but almost as good.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you buy any records back then, Den, or are you just a CD man now?
I'm both, unfortunately. You don't buy many CDs, do you, David?
Well, I've been buying some of those sessions CDs as they come out. Well, not as they come out, as they come up for a good price.
Yeah.
Because I mean, once you've got them, you've got that's it. You don't need anything else, right?
Yeah, it's everything.
I like how they put new versions of the original album on there as well, like a remaster or something. I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to have everything in one set.
They're well done. Do you have the Blue Hawaii, the newest one yet?
No, I haven't got that one yet. So I kind of prioritize them according to what I'm most interested in, and also according to the price. So I have the Potluck, Kid Galahad, and a couple of other ones, which How Great Thou Art I've got.
Elvis is back.
Yes, I've got that one as well. Yeah, I think those 4 are the only ones I've got. Yeah.
Yeah, they're well done. They're some of my favorites. Now, because I'm a completist, the same ones that came out for Blue Hawaii, the sessions, it's the same ones that came out in the making of last year. Same exact set, duplicated. But I just like the packaging. I like the booklet that comes with it, the liner notes. It's such a great. They do such a great job making those. The sessions are probably my favorites.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with those.
Nope. My next project is to offload my memorabilia collection.
You've just been telling us about these rare posters you've got, and now he's going to sell them.
Gonna sell them.
Have you got to? So you're going to keep your CDs then? You've got to keep something.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever get to the point where I've got nothing. I won't go that far again.
No. Had you hit that at one point where you sold everything just about?
Yeah, I kept a few records. It was really just a handful of records, and then started buying CDs slowly. Yeah, so there was a point there, sort of late 80s, early 90s, when I had virtually no music.
Oh, wow. Well, see for me, like my non-Elvis stuff, I don't have a ton of it because you can stream it all.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It's not as fun though, listening to music by clicking a file, clicking the play button on a digital file. 62 and no need to keep it. All right, okay. Well, I'm 57, I'm nearly 58, so I guess in 4 years I might change my mind then. Get rid of everything.
Yeah, I got 3.5 years to go, and I'll be in the same boat now. Yeah, with the FTD albums, I basically have gotten all of them two times over. The first time before I sold them in fall of 2022, the only one I was missing was Making of JLS Rock, the first volume, and I was in the process of getting it.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided to part with over half of them, and then I was fine for about 6 months, and then I was picking up my girls in the car line at school, picking them up, waiting for them to get off school. I was on Facebook, and one of the Elvis pages in Facebook, the person was like, I got the last 3 FTD vinyls I need. The collection is complete. And all of a sudden, it's like somebody hit me upside the head with a 2x4. Like, Mark, what did you do, dude? You almost had them all.
So you said you've got 2 copies of each one now?
No. So I sold all but like maybe 15 or 16 of them the first time. I kept the first Blue Hawaii, the very first one. I kept On Stage. I kept That's the Way It Is. I kept His Hand in Mine. So the ones that I really enjoyed, I kept those. And then last summer, a friend of mine here in the States, he had done that. He had bought 2 copies of every one. And he reached out and he said, if you want to ones I need. So I bought several from him. And then I filled him in over that year's period. I would buy, I got the one from you. I got Moody Blue from you, which was a low number, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought like King Creole. I got that for a really good price, or somewhere like Norway or something. Got that one at a good price. So eventually I was able to complete the whole set for the first time.
So you won't be selling them anytime soon then?
Nah, they're here to stay. And I got all the CDs, all 157 of them. And I got all the books, but I think 4 or 5 of those I need. So it's been a lot of money and a long journey.
You should. It's a shame you don't have a brother or a sister who's an Elvis fan, like you know Scott.
Yeah.
His brother. What's his brother's name?
Give me a second. Oh, geez.
Anyway, Scott buys the LPs, and his brother
buys the CDs.
Buys the CDs. Yeah. It's got something to do. You've got to go sometime, and the man offered me $12,000. Okay, is that £12,000? Okay, it must have been a nice record collection.
Yeah. Very nice indeed. Don't get me wrong. If somebody approached me one day and said, "Look, I'll buy your entire FTD collection off you, all the albums, all the CDs, all the books," they always say there's a price for everything. So if the right price came along and it was too good to pass up, maybe, but I'm not searching for it or planning on it.
So if somebody offered you this money that you couldn't resist and said, "I'll let you keep one record," which one would you keep? It doesn't have to be an FTD. Like they want to buy your whole collection, CDs, LPs, everything. Which one record would you keep?
It would probably be one of two, and it would be a hard decision to decide between. It would either be the very first 2009 FTD album of Blue Hawaii, or it would be the Elvis Is Back Sessions FTD set, the vinyl set. That's a nice one. That one's going for sick money now.
So no originals then, no original American pressings.
It would be one of those two FTDs. Yeah, and I got some really nice, almost mint original soundtracks with the bonus photos that are just in beautiful shape. I play. What's that?
So Den says Den was talking about selling his record collection, and he says my two Sun records I'll keep. So I think Den is the one earlier who was talking about Sun 209 being worth $400 in VG Plus condition. Yeah. Is that one of the two, Den?
It must be.
I'm hoping to get at least another 10 years.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing with me. I'm starting to think about this as I inch ever so closer to 60 years old. I start thinking, like, who would I give my collection to? Like, I would want to will it to somebody, because my wife doesn't care for Elvis. My kids don't. None of my siblings do. My mom did. My mom is what got me into Elvis. She listened to him. My mom actually had some original like 45s and vinyls from when she was a teenager, and I remember I had them and listened to them. That's what got me into it. The album that got me into it was Elvis' Christmas album when I was 4 years old.
Right.
And I was hooked. And but I don't know who I would bequeath these to if something happened to me.
Well, I was thinking about that myself the other day, and I think what I'd probably do, assuming I had time to do this, is I'd probably sort of tell my wife and my son how to list on eBay or some site like that.
Yeah.
And then I would tell them, I'd leave a little description of each record, tell them what to put, and then tell them how much to charge for it.
Yeah.
And then I'd have to show them how to pack a record, because it's, you got to be careful with these things.
Oh, you do, especially with the FTDs.
Rather than just sort of, one day I pop my clogs and there's all these records sitting here. I would hate for them to just get bogged down by them and just, sell them all off to a shop,
And get a fraction. Yeah, and get a
fraction.
Yes.
So, I mean, if I tell them what to do with them, then the records get to go to people who really want them, and they'll get the best price for them as well.
That's a good idea, David. That's a very good idea. I didn't think of that. Well, when I got standing room only, and I told this story on my stream with Johnny. It was by chance I came across that one, because a guy was posted on Facebook, and that was not one of the albums he was promoting, but he was saying, I got a few FTDs, private message me if you're interested. So I thought, what the heck? I messaged him, didn't know him from Adam. And I said, hey, do you happen to have standing room only? He's like, yeah, I got a sealed copy. And I got it for a ridiculous low price. And when I got it, it was like, I felt like I was opening an Egyptian artifact, man. He had that thing protected and so well wrapped and bubble wrap, and it came perfect.
Was he Japanese?
No, yeah, like you. That's how you wrap your stuff. I always know it's going to arrive in great shape, because I swear it's like you went on an archaeological dig, and you're sending me something that's like invaluable. It's amazing. But yeah, that's how it arrived, and that's how it should be, especially if you're spending.
TCB says, I would keep my dad's King Creole single. That was what got me started. Yeah. The old Black Label UK King Creole single. I've got a copy of that.
Elvis record collector on this subject, David. I agree. I told my son that if the records are still there when I'm gone, they do have substantial value. He's smart enough to maximize what he might get. Yeah, I'm going to have to do that. Like if I, God forbid, if like I got sick and it was terminal or something, I would probably spend my last time be like, look, this is what you can get for this. It's work on your part to list it, but you can make buku bucks.
Yeah, I think I got the idea from, I bought a single a few years ago. We were talking about HMV earlier, and it was an HMV single from the UK, an Elvis HMV single.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got it, it came in its proper sleeve, and there was a little number written in the top corner, and that was the price that I paid for it. So I thought, I wonder if, yeah, that's right. The person who sold it said selling off my dad's collection, and there was a number in the top corner of the cover, which was the price that I paid for it. So I wondered if the old fella had died or got sick and told them what to charge for each record. So
I guess the other thing you could do is like, if it was reputable, get like what they call it, a consignment or whatever, where
consignment.
Yeah, where they value the collection, but that'd be difficult too because they're not experts on it. We know what they're worth.
Sure. Yeah. I would, to go back to the question which I posed, I would probably choose the two. I would either go for my my stereo copy of Elvis's Back from the UK, which was apparently once owned by an executive at RCA, who moved it to Canada, and also my export copy of King Creole LP, the Japanese export copy, which was bought in Japan at an American PX store, somehow found its way to Australia, and then found its way back to me in Japan.
Oh, I bet that's worth some bucks, isn't it?
And it's still got the original baggie, which it came in, and it's still got the original price, and it's still got the original customs documentation with it as well.
Oh, that's so cool. Was it? I guess it was mint condition, right?
No, it's not in mint condition. It's been played. The cover's really nice, but the record's been played quite a bit. But the record is just standard. It's the cover that's different from the regular Japanese market version.
Oh wow, very interesting. So that would be your two.
One of those two, yeah.
Oh yeah, Den says I got to be ID. Yeah, some people do that. I know Johnny, this channel does that, and Joseph does it too, where you can go to Discogs and you can actually catalog everything you have, and it gives you a value.
Yeah, it gives you kind of a median value, doesn't it?
Yeah, a median.
Well, I think it gives you like a median price and also a maximum price as well.
Yeah, we're coming up on 2 hours.
Are you getting tired?
It's starting to hit me a little bit, but I'm good for a couple more moments.
Okay. I think Dan's saying he was buying every record that came out as they came out. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually think, and I'm probably going to do a video on this soon. I think once I get these last few FTD books, I've got that entire collection. For me, like I said, I got a lot of originals, most of the originals, but for me, I refer to it as my Mount Everest of Elvis collecting is the FTD collection, because they're like, for me, the creme de la creme. Like they're so well made. And I never thought I'd have all the CDs, let alone the LPs and the books. So I think once I finally get that last book and the entire collection is complete, other than maintaining whatever they release. But I think I told you, David, I kind of told a little fib just now, because I told you, I think about a month ago, I really want to start picking up some of the black Victor label originals if I can get them. I just think they're so sharp and they sound so good.
Yeah, the main problem with the Victors is, well, it's the same as the American originals. It's just finding them in nice, clean condition.
Yeah.
Because people used to play the hell out of them back in the 60s.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a funny story. I bought about a year and a half ago, I bought a first press 63. It happened at the World's Fair. and it was in absolute mint condition. And I had kind of forgotten about it, how good a condition it was. And the bonus photo, if you remember what it looks like,
Oh yeah, it's like got a green background, doesn't it?
backgrounds, there's 3 images of
Yeah,
Elvis
yeah.
by Hear Elvis on RCA Records. So Robert Alanis had a mint copy of it, sold me that. So I paired it with it. He put it in a nice protective sleeve and everything. So I got that. Well, then about a week and a half ago on an auction, I saw another. It happened at the World's Fair, and the description said appears unplayed.
Mm-hmm.
So I got it for a good price. Weren't many bids on it. So the other day, I think it was yesterday, I played that copy that I got in the mail that is unplayed. And it popped. It popped more than I would have liked. Well, then I pulled out my original one that I had from a year and a half ago, and it's as quiet as the proverbial church mouse. It doesn't probably have a single pop in it.
Did you clean it? Did you clean that second one that you got?
I cleaned it a little bit. I got to clean it a little bit better, but you could definitely tell the difference between the two.
Right. So maybe it looks okay, but it's not really. It looks mintish, but it's not.
And the thing is, especially on eBay, a lot of sellers will say it's visually, it's near mint, but it's visually tested. I have to see it. You got to play it if you're going to sell it, in my opinion.
Well, I do have some sympathy with a seller on that score, because if you're selling a lot of records, you haven't got the time to sit around and play every $10, $15 record that you're going to sell. Yeah. So you've got to take a chance. Both sides have got to take a chance. If a seller sells something, grades it visually, then there's a chance that a customer could complain, and if you buy it, there's a chance it may not sound very well.
Yeah.
Very good.
So I'm typically hesitant when they say it's visually graded. They say it's, because they said this one, and this guy I bought from. In fact, he's where I got a lot of my original from. I bought about 2 years ago. I bought a first press Girl Happy, and it was still in the plastic and everything. And I don't think it had ever been played. I put it on the turntable, and you didn't hear even as much as it sounded like it was a brand new album. Like I said, I don't think it was ever played. I had that one, and then I had a Kissing Cousins. It was a first press I bought from him. Doesn't sound like it was ever played.
I was just thinking about records compared to CDs. You can have real high highs with records and real low lows, but with CDs, they're always kind of like in the middle there, aren't they?
Yeah.
They never really disappoint you, but they don't always blow you away. But with like a perfect sounding record like that, it's just the whole experience of listening and playing it, and it's really good. But on the flip side of that, you can get a record that looks really nice but sounds trashed.
Oh yeah, I bought probably last summer. I don't know. I can't even remember what it was. It was an Elvis record, and I took it out, and it was shining up like a new penny. It looked amazing. Man, I gave it a little bit of a cleaning, put it on the turntable, and good grief, it popped like I was popping popcorn in the microwave. Like, so you can't tell the visual.
The thing about if it's popping, if it's not like a regular popping at the same spot, it might just be some grit, in the grooves.
Yeah.
If it's clicking at the same spot every time it goes round, then that's a scratch, and there's not much you can do about it. But you can also get records that look fine, and then you pop the needle down on them, and they sound distorted. So that could be the sign of a record that's been played a lot on a bad needle. It looks okay, but it just sounds horribly distorted.
Well, and before we end up signing off here in a little bit, I wanted to ask you. All I use, I bought it, I think, from like Amazon. It's like a curved felt brush, and you put a couple drops on it, and you just go over it while it's on your turntable, and that cleans out all the dirt. Is that what you use, or do you have like a machine?
Well, it's not a machine. It's a very simple contraption called what is it called? A spin clean. It's like a plastic
or spin clean.
Spin clean. I think it's all one word. It's a product that's been on the market for decades, and it's like a bath basically. You put the distilled water and the cleaning fluid that they give you into the thing itself, the spin clean itself. And it's got like two brushes in the middle, and one brush cleans the left side, one side of the record, and the other brush cleans the other side of the record. So you put the record in and you spin it around, and you basically give it a bath.
Oh, okay.
So as it's rotating, as you rotate the record, the brushes inside the contraption, they get the gunge out of the grooves, and then you just dry it with a cloth.
And that's what you use on all your records?
Yep.
What do they run like a new one?
How much are they?
Yeah.
Is that maybe about 70, $75, something like that?
Oh,
It's
that's
an
not
American product, so you'll be able to get one very easily over there.
okay. Spin.
Spin Clean. I don't think it's spelt clean with a C. I think it might be spelt clean with a K.
Okay.
But I mean, if you do a search, on Google or eBay, it'll come up even if you get the spelling wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, they're okay. They're pretty good. The main issue is with not all records are the same thickness. So if you've got a really old record, the old records tend to be thicker than later records. So it's very good at cleaning older records. But with the later records, which tend to be a bit thinner, I don't know about FTDs and things, but records from the 70s and 80s, like Dynaflex record tends to be quite thin, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you put the record in the spin clean, the brushes don't make proper contact with the record sometimes. So it's not good for records that are thinner than average.
Yeah. I missed this comment. Joe says, "What's your favorite FTD, Mark?" I would have to say, I guess he's assuming vinyl or meaning vinyl. I actually like the girls with the UK black label. I think that's
Are you talking about like to look at or to listen or both?
both. Yeah.
All right.
I think it sounds amazing. I love that red cover. It's got like a little bit of a different font for the girls.
Mm-mm.
I like the yellow. I just think it's just a phenomenal album.
I think all the red covers are pretty cool, aren't they?
Yeah.
The Will's Fair album is a pretty cool cover as well.
Yeah.
Girl Happy is a cool cover.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. The Girl Happy's phenomenal. But David, before we go, I want to email you in about 5 minutes.
Okay.
And because I got a couple questions, I want to run that one thing by you that I told you about
Okay.
the idea, if that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I was going to ask you if you'll be up a little while, but I keep forgetting it's not even evening there.
I'll be up for a while yet.
All right, my friend. Well, it's always a pleasure. We'll do this again.
Yeah.
I know it's been a while since we've had our last one.
Yeah, it's been a long while. Yeah, we'll have to do it again soon.
Yeah.
Sometime.
And thank everybody that tuned in. And
thanks to everyone for joining in.
It's almost 2 a.m. here, so.
All right, I'll let you get on with sleeping or eating or working or whatever you've got to do next.
Yeah. But like I said, I'll be emailing you in about 5 minutes, so look for that. And I wanted to bounce this idea off your head, get your honest opinion on it, which I was.
Yeah, I'm very curious. Yeah.
And get a couple of those links that you said for the shops or where you are. So.
A couple of what?
You had mentioned a couple online shops to buy.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So, just need your expertise on that. But.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. All right. See you again then.
Talk to you soon.
Yeah. Take care, everyone. Thank you.
See you, everybody.